So in any question, you need to understand the concepts of question. So question says a body moves in simple harmonic motion between 2 points 20 meters on a straight line. Now let's say this is a point. Yeah, let's call this point P. Now let's say we have a spring. Let's call this one the body in simple harmonic motion. Let's say this is the body in simple harmonic motion. So let's say stop here, and this is another point Q. Let's call this point Q. So now, according to the question, it says a body moves in simple harmonic motion between 2 points, which is point P and point Q, 20 meters on a straight line joining the points. So now let's say this is a straight line joining the points. That means the distance of the 2 points is 20 meters. So now if I call the, let's assume this is my equilibrium position. Equilibrium position means the middle point. That means this side from here to here will be 10 meters. Likewise from here to here will be 10 meters. So now this will be the maximum displacement. I told you that from equilibrium position to where the object is currently is maximum displacement. That means in this case A is 10 meters. Now if A is 10 meters, let's proceed. If the angular speed of the body is 5 radian per second, then calculate the speed when it is 6 meters from the center of motion. So center, so this is center now. 6 meters from the center of the motion. So that means as the object is moving, let's say as you are dragging the object towards this direction, then it is 6 meters. So let's say from here to here, it has just covered 6 meters. So that means the question is only asking us for the speed when it just travels 6 meters. But this time now is the maximum displacement of the object. So now, here now is x. So let's call x is equals to 6 meters. And remember, we proved two formulas then for speed. We proved one that maximum velocity. We also proved one that velocity at any point. Now in this case, we want to find velocity at 6 meters. But we said energy, that mechanical energy is equals to potential energy plus kinetic energy. And remember, at equilibrium position S equals to 0. But the question is not asking for maximum velocity, because it's at that point velocity is maximum. But here is at any point. So mechanical energy is half Ka square equals to potential energy half Ks square, and kinetic energy half mv square, kinetic energy of a moving body. So now in this case, half can go because they are the same, meaning if you multiply everything by 2, so just to remove the half, it will remain Ka square equals Ks square plus mv square. So that means if we collect the like terms, so mv square will be equals Ka square minus Ks square. Now v square will be equals to K is common here, so that will be a square minus s square, as in here K is common, take it out, so divide both side by m, or if I still say mv square, so divide both side by m, that will be K over m bracket a square minus s square. Then v is equals to square root of K over m bracket a square minus s square. Now we can remove the square root. That will be square root of K over m times square root of a square minus s square. Now note that angular velocity is equals to root K over m. where k is the first constant. So that means our formula now, general formula now, we can use. So I'm just trying to show the formula so you can know that you need to know concepts. So that means if you want to find velocity at any point, so this will be your formula now. Finally, v x, so velocity at any point, is equals to angular velocity times square root of a square minus s square. So this is the velocity at any point. But if it is maximum velocity, we've proved that one too. That is root k over m times a, or simply angular velocity times a, like that. So now let's substitute the value and solve. So velocity at 6 meter equals to angular velocity 5 radian. The divide brackets or square root of amplitude is 10 square minus x, that is 6 square. So velocity at 6 meter is 5 square root of 100 minus 36. Velocity at 6 is equals to square root of 64. So velocity at 6 square root of 64 is 8. So velocity at 6 meter, that will be 8 times 5, that is 40 meter per second. So the correct answer now is 40 meter per second. So that is the answer. So you can check